Yeah, I'm here. I just made it. Holy shit, that was close. I was in the gym and I was doing legs, and you could see I'm sweating. And I was just bullshitting with a couple of guys after the gym, and I totally forgot the time. That's the problem when you go to the same gym for a while. You you make friends, and then you wind up bullshitting and talking. And I was 2 minutes late to my own podcast. All right. Anyway, Anabolic Academy. Here we are. Serious Silliness Outcast. Like, share, subscribe. Tell everybody about it. So, Anabolic. If this is the first time you're tuning in, Anabolic Academy is the part of the show when you actually ask me questions about bodybuilding, fitness, or whatever the hell it is that you want to ask me. And then what happens is you reach me by Instagram, Serious Silliness Instagram. You reach me by Facebook, John Livia. You reach me by Tik Tok John Livia. My email, unclejohn1201@gmail. The other email is John_Livia@Yahoo. What's up, Simply Deep 1985? What's happening, man? I appreciate you coming on. But before we get started with the questions, I got to give a couple of plugs because I actually have some sponsors now. The first sponsor, Serious Sponsor with John Livia. I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm just running a little late. It kind of sucks, but what are you going to do? Sponsors. Okay. I got two sponsors. I'm very happy about that. One is an athletic company startup. It's called Beer League Warriors Apparel. Okay. Beer League Warriors Apparel. It will be in the description area. You just go and click, and he's got great clothing line. DM him for orders. He will start delivering in October. That he is on Instagram. I don't think he has his website up yet, but on Instagram you could DM him for orders. Beer League Warriors Apparel. The other sponsor is Jersey Alternative Medicine. This is an HRT clinic, TRT, anti-aging, all that good stuff. And the best part is it is about you go there if you feel shitty, or you give them the symptoms, and a physician takes your blood work and they go through everything, and then they design a medication strategy for you, all looked at by a clinician, by a physician, under that guiding eye, and then they actually can deliver it to you in all 50 states if that is the case. Jersey Alternative Medicine, 609-977-2981. All right. I got to get with it. Simply Deep, you seem like the type of dude that'll give good advice when it comes to almost anything. You're probably right, because I'm a fucking really nice guy with a crooked nose. Jesus Christ. Look like my grandfather. My grandfather had a crooked nose. But anyway, we are going to be talking about bodybuilding. And you guys could ask me whatever you want, but we're specifically going to be talking about bodybuilding and fitness. So I have some questions from Frana's Demand from Instagram, my Instagram questions. So every Sunday night, I put on my stories on Instagram, the questions you could ask me, and then I answer it on here. So you could just look me up on Instagram, or you could email me, or whatever. We went over that. Okay. So here are some of the questions that I got, and I think we should address the elephant in the room, which is Milos and Xavier from Desktop. Oh, let's see. Hypothetical question. How to respond to getting enticed into something naughty by your lady only at an area other than your house and nobody is around, if you want to answer. Okay, okay. How to respond to getting enticed into something naughty. I don't get it. By your lady only at an area other than. So you mean like sex in public places, like going to a restroom, into a restaurant? I mean, let me try to figure this out. Simply Deep. Something that you want to do or something that your lady wants to do? Is this something that you want to do and you're trying to get her to do it? Or is this something that your lady wants to do and you're not sure if you want to do it? Just clear it up. Yeah, sex in public. So this is something that you want to do or your lady wants to do. And she's trying to get you more like your lady wants it. Well, I mean, I don't know the circumstances. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. But I mean, if she, why not try it? These questions are rough because I don't know the backstory. I don't know if you're the kind of guy that is into this kind of thing and she's kind of like pushing the envelope. I don't know if she's getting bored of regular sex. But if that's the case, I'd just give it a shot, man. Like drag her into the bathroom in a restaurant. What's the worst that can happen, And, I mean, if anything, it could be fun. I mean, if you were in this situation as well. Me? Okay, have I done that? I mean, yeah, I never really did that. I'm not into that, I like my sex private. I'm more comfortable being at home, or alone with my lady. I don't really like doing that. But everybody's a little bit different, and everybody's sexual appetite is different, and everybody, you kind of have to share that energy. If she's a freak and you want to be a freak too, great. But if she's a freak and you can't live up to it, then odds are she's going to be a freak somewhere else. Let me say this. Okay, here's a good question. Here's a good answer. If your lady is fulfilling all your sexual fantasies, you're probably with the wrong lady. Like if you could suggest anything and she's okay with it, you're probably with the wrong person. Like if you say, hey, ask one of your friends, I want to have sex with you and your friend and have a threesome. Let's do that. And she goes, yeah, let's do it. She's probably the wrong person to be with. It might be all fun and games and wonderful. Like, oh, wow, I'm going to get laid all the time. But I guarantee she's not the type of person that you want to have a long-term relationship or have children with or whatnot. All right. Okay. Manny C. Milos definitely was wrong. Go off like that by Xavier secretly recording him was bitch. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think. Oh, so let's bring it up. Okay. That was one of the questions I got from Fran is the man. I don't know what was up with Milos. I don't know why he snapped. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he's having a rough day. I don't know what is going on. I have no clue. I've never seen. I don't know the man personally. I've only seen him on interviews and podcasts, and he was always basically very, very respectful. I do know Xavier, not great, but I know him well. He's been on my show before, and we've talked through WhatsApp because he's in Australia. And he is like the nicest guy in the world. Xavier would not hurt a fly. All right, he's that kind of guy. So when you are that kind of guy, when you are the type of guy that people know they can get away with saying things like you're a piece of shit, they will. Milos, because I guarantee you, I guarantee you, Milos wouldn't say something like that to, I'm thinking of another YouTuber in the bodybuilding world. I guarantee he wouldn't say something like that. All right. I'll just say it. I guarantee he wouldn't say that to me. All right. He wouldn't say something like that to me. He would know immediately what kind of guy I am, and he would know that he wouldn't be able to get away with that kind of thing. Now, as far as Xavier recording him, I think he did it because he knew that he was upset from the text message. He could have kept it private, and then nobody would have found this out. But at the same time, his attitude was probably, look how he treated me. I was just trying to help. And of course, it's about views. And I think Milos misunderstood. Milos was trying to, he got triggered by the word revealed. I don't know why. And he got triggered by the word revealed. And Xavier was trying to say to him, look, it's not about clickbait. It's about getting views. And if you want me to help get, what's his name, the visa, then we need more people to watch it. So the thumbnail and the title has to be somewhat of a clickbait. That's what he was trying to explain. And Milos kind of flipped. I don't know why. I don't know why he bugged out and called him a piece of shit. I have no idea. I have no clue. Yeah, man. I mean, in me, I would have kept it private. If I was out my case, if I had a beef with somebody, the only time, well, that's not true. That's not true. I did it with Low Blind. Let me not. I don't know, honestly. I might have blew it up too. I might have blew it up if somebody talked to me like that, like I was talking to me like I was a piece of shit. I might have blew it up. I don't know. But yeah, I think Milos owes him an apology because there was no reason to freak out like that. There was no reason to call him a piece of shit like that. And he's got no what else? He's got no time for. He was only trying to help Tabani with getting his visa and so on and so forth. Xavier, and of course Xavier wants views. He's a YouTuber, of course. Let's not. People are going to try to say. Oh, he just wants it for the views. Yes. You wouldn't record it. You'd probably. Yeah, I probably would stand up to him. I probably wouldn't have. It wouldn't probably dawn on me to record it. Right. And yeah, but he wouldn't. I would stand up. Milos would know not to talk to a guy like me like that. Xavier's an Italian, you call it a piece of bread because he's soft like a piece of bread. Right. Xavier's like the nicest guy in the world. He wouldn't hurt a fly. You know what I mean? He's that kind of guy. But yeah, exactly. Isn't it the point of YouTube's to get views? Yes, 100%. People say it like it's a bad thing. Oh, he's just doing it for the views. Yeah, this is my side hustle, or this is my full-time job, or whatever the case may be. For me, it's my side hustle. So of course I want views, and of course I want attention. I can't believe how crooked my nose is. I don't really look at myself in the mirror, but Jesus Christ, it's getting. Wow, I look like Rocky Marciano. Holy shit. Anyway. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, It's like saying, well, you're just trying to get sales because you're a salesman to make more money. Yeah, I am. I am trying to get views. This is my side gig. This is my second source of income. Of course, I'm trying to get more views. And with Xavier, that's his bread and butter. So of course he's trying to get views. And of course, when you're in this realm, you know what words are clickbait and you know what words aren't. You know what thumbnails are going to get people to click and so on and so forth. And even clickbait has become a term that's frowned upon. It's not. Look, you want people to watch the video, period. Okay? Now, there's a difference if you title something and then the video is not about that. Well, that's just false advertising. That's just misleading. But if you're using words that will make you click or watch, like me, the thumbnail was Milos owes Xavier an apology. That was my thumbnail because I knew people were going to tune in and watch. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, I think Milos owes him an apology. And yeah, I probably wouldn't have even thought about recording it. But at the same time, I don't think Milos would talk to me that way. Not that he knows me or he respects me. But once you kind of talk to me, you could tell I'm not that kind of dude. Where when you talk to Xavier, you could see Xavier is like a real laid back guy and real chill. And, there's plenty of guys like that, and unfortunately, you become a target when you're a guy like that. Guys know that they could say things and get away with it. And women know that they can take advantage of you as well when you're that kind of guy. But it's terrible because Xavier is a good dude. Like I've had nothing but good responses with from Xavier. Nothing but good reactions from Xavier, really. Okay. Holly, first of all, Holly, thank you very much for tuning in again. I really, really, really appreciate it. Holly is a great person. If you guys know, she actually helped me get the HRT sponsor. She was very friendly with the owner. His name is Dennis, and she gave me the information where me and Dennis worked it out, and we now are working together. So Holly, thank you very much. Holly says, I think Milos shared a lot of documentation with him, and I think the word revealed just kind of threw him off. Yeah, that's what we said, and made him think that he was going to make public all the documents. Well, yeah, I don't look as far as the intricacies of what documents were going to be exposed and what didn't, and so on and so forth. Milos was just wrong about talking to him like that. Milos could have just called him up and said, look, you know what? This is a bad idea. Let's not do this. I would appreciate it if you wouldn't make a video. I know I sent you the documents, but let's not do this. Instead of, cursing, you call somebody a piece of shit. I mean, that's like the lowest thing you could call somebody in the English language. I mean, it is what it is. I think it was just a bad misunderstanding. Yeah, it probably was. I've watched a ton of podcasts with Milos, and he's always been respectful. And maybe it was a misunderstanding. I think he still should. Apologize to Xavier, because Xavier is, one of the bigger bodybuilding YouTubers, and unless it was called for, nobody deserves to be talked to like that. Team Milos checking in. Tyler Durden, thank you so much. Congratulations on the sponsorship. Well deserved. Thank you very much, sir. I truly, truly appreciate that. I'm going to plug the sponsors one more time, and then we're going to go on to the Instagram questions. The sponsors: Jersey Alternative Medicine, HRT, Anti-Aging, TRT, weight loss, stimulating your sex drive, all looked at and guided by a physician. Jersey Alternative Medicine. The website is njaltmeds.com. That's njaltmeds.com. njaltmeds.com. The phone number, 609-977-2981. And you don't have to go in. You could actually do everything online, and they will mail you all your prescriptions that you need and guide you through the website on how to use it and tell you exactly. And they deliver to all 50 states. The other sponsor I have is Beer League Warriors Apparel on Instagram. Beer League Warriors Apparel. It is a brand new athletic clothing company. Quality stuff, good prices. DM him. His name is Ryan. DM Ryan at Beer League Warriors Apparel. Okay, let's get on to the questions. One thing to remember: when one of us YouTuber looks bad, it provides content for all of it. Yeah, no, that's true. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, 100%. When somebody shits. Although, unfortunately, nobody talked about me and Lowbliner. And I tried getting people to talk about it, but nobody talked about it. It's because I'm not big enough yet. Excuse me. All right, let's get to the Instagram questions, because we got a couple of good questions. Okay. Fran is the man, is always on point when it comes to the questions. Do you see yourself still using anabolics in 20 years? In 20 years, I was 68 years old. I see myself retired from my regular job, owning a gym, still podcasting, and probably on TRT. Probably. That's what I would guess. Next question. If you ever got a pro card, would you ever change your IG name to IFBB Pro included on? Well, yeah. I mean, of course. Why wouldn't you? Why not take advantage of that? I mean, it takes a lot of work and knowledge to become an IFBB Pro, and it separates you from the pack of regular personal trainers. So why wouldn't you take? Well, of course, I would put IFBB Pro on my Instagram if I was a pro bodybuilder. I wouldn't, of course. Next question from Fran is the man. Is Nextzilla the most disappointing overhyped bodybuilder in modern bodybuilding? I don't want to say that yet. He's still very young. Let's give him another year or two. Being very young and dealing with a lot of fame is difficult. Pressure is difficult. Some people are younger, can deal with it. Some people need some maturing. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Of course, I was hard on him, but I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I want to see how he does next year. Pack it in this year. Keep your nose clean. Let's see what happens next year. Now, by 2026, if he doesn't do any damage on stage, then okay. I mean, pulling out of 5 shows, 5 is not a good start. But here's the good thing about bodybuilding. People have short memories, and what happens last year really doesn't matter. And if he makes a big splash next year, it's all forgiven. So that's the good thing. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Where are we? Okay. Okay. All right. Last question from Fran is the man. Are any of your tattoos in your bodybuilding related? No, none of my tattoos are bodybuilding related. Okay. I have 5 5 tattoos. All right. This one is a gladiator. Okay. It's the shield, face, and gladiator, Roman gladiator. It's because I'm Italian, so I got the Roman gladiator. And on this side, it says strength. On here is the court gesture. Okay. Court gesture, joke, or whatever I'm saying. And then over here, it says wisdom. So strength and wisdom are the 2 things that you should acquire as you get older, especially for men. Okay. If you go through life and you do not acquire strength and wisdom, and it's obviously inner strength, not physical strength, you really have not done much with your life. Okay. And obviously, if you put these 2 together, if you put the gladiator, this is the court jester and the gladiator together, it actually makes my logo from the podcast. If you noticed, my logo from the podcast is a half gladiator, half court jester. Now, the other tattoo, this is my oldest tattoo. Okay. I don't know if anybody could see. Let me see. I don't know if you guys could see it. Okay. It's a Medusa head with 3 legs, and there's a tribal around it. The Medusa head with 3 legs in Italian is called a trinacria. And what it is, that is the symbol of a Sicilian. Okay, that is the Sicilian flag. All right, it's a Medusa with 3 legs. My father was Sicilian, and when he passed, that was the first tattoo I got. So no, nothing is bodybuilding related. Everything is basically my ancestry and things I believe as you get older. All right, let's see. Holly, I will always tune in. Holly, I can't thank you enough. Honestly, seriously, you know what the funny part is? Here's the funny part. I'm going to let you guys in on something. I have very close family that own their own business. And they both own businesses, okay? Very close family members. I'm not going to get into detail. And they could use advertising. And until somebody said to me, hey, why doesn't so-and-so, and this was actually recent, why doesn't so-and-so sponsor your channel? And it hit me. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is, I never even thought of that. This is family. We're talking about very successful people who own businesses. We spend holidays together, grew up together, and I didn't even think of that. I'm like, that's pretty shitty. Excuse me. Unfortunately, you can't pick your family. It is what it is. And then, of course, the type of business they have, they could always use advertising, especially in the New York, New Jersey area, which is the majority of the people that watch this. But I did not even realize that. So what I'm saying is the closest people to me do not go out of their way. But then you have a woman like Holly who just likes watching my show. And we started following each other on Instagram. And it was one conversation. She goes, "Oh, I know somebody that might help you." And I was like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah. I have a good friend, Dennis, that owns an HRT clinic, and he's from Jersey, and he probably would like the advertising." And that's how it happened. I never met Holly before. She only watches my show, and she's helped me greatly. And it blows me away. On my other channel, which is really funny, the people that have gone above and beyond helping me are like federally prosecuted, like criminals that serve serious time, right? So, for example, Mooch was part of the Mongols Motorcycle Club. If you don't know the Mongols Motorcycle Club, they're a 1% club, very large in the United States, and their main enemy is the Hells Angels, and they are a tough group of guys. And this guy was Mooch was a Mongol shot caller, and he was on my show twice, and we keep in touch. And I've asked him, I go to him for advice for this person or that person. Or what are you thinking? No problem. Helps me out right away. Larry Mazza, former made member of the Colombo crime family, went to jail for murder, turned state's evidence, got out, changed his life, goes out of his way all the time for me. John A. Light, same thing. 16 years in prison, 2 years in Brazil prison, had me on his podcast when I first started. No questions asked. The people that go out of their way to help me, and what's funny is it's not even going out of the way. It's just a favor. It's just paying back. But I greatly appreciate it. It's always people that you don't know very well. It's always people that are just, want to give back. So, Holly, I can't thank you enough, really. Let's see. Fran is the man. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Manny, Nexzilla is so young. He's only competed like 3 times. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm going to give him I'm going to really give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay. I'm going to give him another couple of years. Tyler, John, loved your appearance with Joe Zapata and Greg Vallon. Joe Zapata, I've just met. We actually trained together Friday. He is turning out to be a great dude. He really, really is. Okay. Lee Priest, my way isn't fucking basic. If that's the real Lee Priest, I'm actually having Lee Priest on, and it will be on this Friday morning Eastern. Joe Zapata from straight out of Jersey hooked me up with Lee, and I'll be interviewing him this week, at the end of this week, and that one will be shown, be recorded, and it will be aired Friday morning, New York time, 7 a.m. And Lee Priest says, don't say revealed. I know. Apparently, Lee, man, yes, it's me. I am my Friday, your Thursday. Yes, so we're doing it Thursday. We're recording Thursday night. It'll be yours Friday morning, and then it'll be out the next day. Lee, thank you, man. I really, really appreciate it. It is always people that you don't know very well, like a Lee Priest, that says, "Yeah, I'll come on your show, no problem. I'll help you out." You got to remember, like, I know where I come from. I'm a kid from Brooklyn who now lives in Jersey. Okay, and I work in the sewer. And I always loved bodybuilding. And when I have somebody like Lee Priest that's coming on my show that goes, "Yeah, no problem, I'll come on your show," it means the world to me, right? And it's probably not as significant as, Lee Priest going on, like, let's say he goes on, Dennis James's podcast, because they've known each other forever and competed against each other, right? They probably, but when it comes to me, I'm so grateful for it, because you're talking about one of the greatest bodybuilders that ever lived, and he's coming on my show. Yeah, no problem. I mean, it's just, it really means a lot, man. I'm just a cunt. No, you're not. That's good in Australia. All right. But no, I mean, seriously, like, I asked Dave when I first started my podcast years ago, and I asked Dave Palumbo. Yeah, no problem. He came on. Jay Cutler. No problem. He came on, and it means a lot, man. So I appreciate it, Lee. And I can't wait to chew the fat with you my Thursday night, which would be your Friday morning. Tyler Durden, Lee, your show with Jimmy and Chris was amazing tonight. Oh, shit. It was on tonight? Fuck. I missed it. Shit. I like going on real people's podcasts. People who say it like it is. No bullshit. Kissing IFPBS. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. And I don't know if you saw the thing with Lobeliner, but that kind of blew up too. That was kind of a shit show. I don't. But we could discuss that when you come on. So, yeah, man, Lee, I truly appreciate that, man. But yeah, I didn't realize that Joe was on tonight. It's Tuesday. No, it's Monday night. He's on tonight. I don't fucking know. Whatever. But yeah, I missed the one that Lee was on. But I will be interviewing him, and then of course we will be having Muscle Talk Wednesday night. Of course, it'll be me, Jason Ons. I'm hoping Bo Lewis will be back. What's his name? Luke, 212 bodybuilder, doing his pro debut at Legion. If he wants to come on, he's probably looking. Difficult for him to come on because he's like a couple of weeks out of prep, and I told him, listen, if you're exhausted, don't worry about it. But we'll see what happens. Always funny to see muscular men getting upset with over opinion. You know what it is, Lee? It is my opinion. I think the majority of guys that work out and are muscular, I think a lot of them are guys that played sports and fell in love with the sport and fell in love with weightlifting because they weightlifted to get better at like bodybuilding, and they fell in love with bodybuilding instead of the football they played or whatever. And I think a lot of guys that put on muscle start off as insecure kids, and the muscle becomes like more of a psychological armor, but inside they're still very insecure. And I think that's really what happens a lot with these guys. I mean, they really take it personal when somebody critiques them. Meanwhile, they go on stage, take off all their clothes, and say, "Critique me." It just blows me away. It really is. It's unbelievable. I truly believe that. Okay, because I think I come from that stock. Where I was insecure as a kid and I wanted to work out and so on and so forth. And it took me a very, very long time to kind of self-reflect and realize that I have to change my ways and so on and so forth. It took me years and years and years to realize it. Plus, I had a father and brothers that were a lot older and smacked me in the head a couple of times and get your shit together, kid. Let's see. But to get upset over what people think, who you don't. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. The one thing that I'm cool with is you could pretty much make comments whatever you want. I mean, I did two times. I did shows on the top 10 worst comments I've ever had on my podcast. So it was pretty funny, Let's see. Lee ons together would be amazing. Jason has great stories, long way. Yeah, that would be great, man. The only problem is that Lee is such a different time zone. We record 8:30 in the evening, New York Eastern time, and Lee is in Australia. I will be interviewing Lee Priest. Five. I forget. Let me see. Hold on. I believe it is. I want to say 5. Let me see. Hold on. I will be interviewing Lee Priest. It will be 7 a.m. his time because I know he's an early riser. but it will be 5 p.m. my time. So 5 p.m. my time will be 7 a.m. the next day his time. So it's very difficult to line that up, man. You know. You look at bodybuilding and posing trunks, posing in oil to be looked at. LOL, what a sport, hobby, etc. Look at what we do to get over us. Yeah, it's just it blows me away, man. Like social media has basically done to bodybuilding what mainstream sports, what TV and radio has been doing to mainstream sports forever. The Monday morning quarterback. The fucking football player drops the ball, and the next morning on sports radio, people are ripping them apart. It's been going on for 50 years. But now all of a sudden, bodybuilders have to do it with the birth of, social media, which is relatively a young platform. Maybe 10, 15 years tops, right? That it's been out there. And it's very difficult for them. I mean, and here's the thing, man. Here's the thing that bodybuilders have to realize. The critics and YouTubers and podcasters are basically frustrated bodybuilders, and they wish they were IFBB pros. And then to fill that void and to still stay in love with the sport, they do things like this. They wish that they were, Hunter Labrada, right? Like I came down hard on Hunter Labrada because I didn't think he looked as good as I thought he was going to look last week at the Italy Pro. Was it Italy? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Italy Pro. But I wish I was Hunter Labrada breaking the top 10 at the Olympia, but I'm not. I couldn't even get a pro card. So, I mean, they have to realize that. And they have to just ignore it and just go on. It's like there are going to be critics. There are going to be people that say things, and basically the majority of critics are people that couldn't make it in the sport to begin with. Let's see. Tyler Durden, Lee, got to tell the Platts and yourself a training story. Delta's classic. Okay. Lee, I think guys should go back to covering up like Nick, should cover up. Too much exposure can go against. Yeah, man, I see what you're saying. The problem is the world is different now, and these guys get paid through social media, and so people want to see them take their shirt off and work out and be a beast. The Dorian Yates thing, where he went back to the UK and nobody saw him for a year till the Olympia. These guys really can't do that anymore. They don't have mega contracts like they used to. It is all about social media now. That's how they're making their money, and unfortunately, that's what it takes to make their money. You know what I mean? Maybe there would be a way, like if you just always were covered up and you're still training. Andrew Jack doesn't really take his clothes off much. Sean Clarita either. Well, maybe there's something to it. Maybe there is something to it. If you go to Andrew Jack's Instagram and Sean Clarita's Instagram, they're training, but they're usually covered. So I agree. It overhyped Hunter. Yeah, man. Let's see. Still training shirt. Don't need to show everything. If that's the case, do OnlyFans. Real money. Yeah. Oh, you guys, listen to this. I didn't know this about OnlyFans. During the pandemic, when all the girls were jumping on OnlyFans, they were making a lot of money. Do you know that OnlyFans now is so saturated that the average monthly payment to OnlyFans girl is now $500? So you hear about all these girls making millions. It's less than 1% of the girls on OnlyFans making like the $2 million a year. The majority of the girls are not making much money anymore. It is so saturated. There's so many girls on there. And like the average is $500 a month. That just blows me away. So you're going to sell your soul for $500 a month. Unreal. Andrew Jack still has a job. Is he really? I didn't know that. I didn't know Andrew was an engineer. Good for him, man. And he made great gains doing this year too. That's something else, man. Yeah, so maybe there's something to that. Maybe Andrew Jack, Sean Clarita training with shirts on. Um, there's probably something to that. Yeah, you could probably get away with that. Let's see. Catch you later. Going to stir up Matt. Now he's live also. All right, dude. Thank you, Leah. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you my Thursday night, your Friday morning. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you. All right. Oh my God, I can't believe that was really nice of Lee Priest to jump in on my live Anabolic Academy. That was pretty cool. All right. Is Phil done with Muscle Talk? Yes. Phil and his wife Patty do not speak to me anymore. They were really upset over the. The Bob Ciccarello interview. They thought I should have defended him more. I basically gave Bob a platform to give his opinion. I pushed back very little. I pushed back a little bit. They did not like it. They were very upset over it. So they are not going to be on. They don't speak to me anymore. The flip side is not true. The flip side is I will never have something bad to say about Phil and his wife. They are great people, and Phil bailed me out when it was in need, and I will always, always, always be grateful for that. And if next week or tomorrow or next year Phil shoots me a text and says, I think I want to come back to Muscle Talk, never a problem. He has an open invitation, and so does his wife Patty. They're great people. And I will never have a bad thing to say about them. And, I kind of felt bad, and I tried to reach out to them, but they were very upset with me. So it is, it is what it is. Thanks again for your input and observation earlier. Just hope she doesn't go overboard with it. Simply Deep, what do you get into it a little bit. I have some time. I got like another 15 minutes. What exactly is happening? Try to, you got to give me some backstory, and then I can give you a better opinion. Give me the Reader's Digest version, of course, right? If I mean, it's up to you. I mean, if you want, you don't have to. Jamaican Tech is great. He is. Phil's a great dude. Phil Clayhar is a great fucking dude. There's no question about it. Okay, and if you look at what he did in bodybuilding during the period of time that he dominated bodybuilding in his 40s, when most people are basically getting ready to retire, and he gets better and wins shows and makes it to Olympia. I mean, nobody does that in their late 40s. Let's see. Didn't happen to me, but I know somebody that happened to. Okay. Personally, I'd be nervous in those situations. Okay, so basically, Simply Deep, what you're telling me is that there was a girl that wanted to have sex with her man in public. In public meaning like going into the men's room, or in public meaning like in the park with people watching? Like, what exactly does that mean? The girls today are really promiscuous, man. They really are. It's in the car in the woods, nobody. Yeah, that's no big deal. That's nothing. Come on, and that's nothing. If that's the case, that's honestly that's not even in public. I mean, every high school kid does that. That's nothing. Always asking for a friend. Yeah. Excuse me, fellas. I apologize, dude. It's just been a long day. Yeah. So Simply Deep, something like that. In the car in the woods, guys. Does it? Not that I want you. Not that I want you to send money, but is the option available? Because I haven't gotten any donations in a while on the live. I don't want you to donate. I just want you to let me know if the option in front of you is available, like the super sticker and the super chat. Is it available? Can you see it? And is it available? Just yes or no. It's fine. Don't send me money. I don't, I'm just curious. Around people, it's just weird. Yeah, man. Look, I'm not into that. It doesn't bother me. I mean, it doesn't. That would bother me. I can't do it around people. I don't see it. I don't see it. You don't see it. All right. I'm gonna have to go back to YouTube and see if I could fix it and see what the problem is. I don't know. There should be like this little thing at the bottom that says donate for super chat or donate for let me see if I could actually do it myself for myself. That would be funny if I did that. Here we go. 11 people are watching right now. That's wonderful. Come on. More live chat. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's there. Okay, there's a dollar sign at the bottom. Yeah, there's a dollar sign at the bottom. What I mean by her going overboard with it. Oh yeah, thank you, Matt. You didn't have to. You didn't have to donate, dude. I didn't mean it that. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the $2. You didn't have to do that. But it is greatly appreciated that you did. Let's see what Simply Deep. What I mean by her going overboard with it, if she starts undressing you and other stuff at those areas in that moment. Listen, man. Okay. As a man, you got to be the leader. If your girl is telling you what to do sexually, then she's dominating you. And if you can't do it, if you're like, she's basically dominating you, and you don't want to be in a relationship like that. Okay, you want to be the leader, and you want to basically be like making the suggestions and so on and so forth. Okay, you don't want to have a long-term relationship with a girl that emasculates you or is super promiscuous or dominates you. It's not going to turn. Just take my word for it. It's not going to turn out right, man. It's not going to turn out right. All right. You're only worth $2. I'm actually only worth about $1.50. I don't mean telling you what to do or nothing. No, I get it, man. But I understand like trying to spruce things up. But usually it's the guy that says it. If you're married to the right woman, that woman is going to be concentrating on making your life easier. And what I mean by that is you're going to be out there trying to make a dent in the universe, making money, busting your ass, right? And she is going to be doing the supporting position, the supporting job. She's going to be making sure that the house is in order, that your food is cooked, that she helps you. All right, like for example, Jason Arns has the supplement company. His wife is the one that takes all the. He travels to go to different supplement spots, like stores and whatnot, trying to get contracts or whatnot, and his wife actually handles the shipments at home from their site. So it's his business, but she's supporting him doing that. Like, oh, I'll help in any way I can and help you, because if you have a woman that helps you and supports you like that, believe me, sky's the limit. Okay, Phil is the best. Phil Clayhar is the best fucking example. His wife supports him like nobody's business, and sky's the limit. If you have a wife like that, if you have the opposite kind of wife, a wife that is promiscuous, a wife that's dramatic, a wife that is really not supportive, it's gonna turn into shit, man. It's gonna turn into shit. So as a man, you have to be the leader, and even that means like, the sexual thing is, you usually are, the aggressor, right? Like that's usually how it works. Every man should have a wife like what you mentioned. Yeah, man. So look, here is. I know there's not too many women like that anymore. Okay, don't. My my advice to young men today is don't settle for a woman just because she gave you attention, just because she gave you sex. Okay. There's more to being a wife and being a mom than that. There's a lot more. The best thing I can say is that if she comes from a traditional family where the parents are both married, they're not divorced, the family means a lot. Childbirth in her family means a lot. Like the girls want to have families, they want to get married, they respect their husbands. Their fathers are the leaders of the household. That's the girl you want. Okay. That's the girl you want. What is your idea of a perfect marriage? Or do you think there is such thing as a perfect marriage? Let me just tell you this. In the marriages that I see that are successful, the man is in the leadership role and the woman is in the support role. When it is the opposite, then it usually doesn't work. When a woman is in the leadership role and a man is in the support role, it usually doesn't last. When a man has an idea and he has direction, and his wife is on board with his goals and his direction, that's usually, from what I've seen, the best marriages, the most successful marriages, because she usually respects him for it. Right? The more traditional roles, usually the more successful the marriage. When you start flipping, for some reason it just doesn't work that way because it's not natural. Everybody's, the women could be the breadwinners. Yeah, but they don't want to support you in your family for the rest of their lives. It's long term. Men want to do that. When men make a living, a good living, they say to themselves, now I could support my wife and my family. She doesn't have to work anymore. When women make a good living, they say to themselves, generally speaking, when women make a good living, they say, I don't need a man. That's just the world we live in. What's your idea of a perfect marriage? Do you think there is such a? So basically, I broke it down. All right. If there are no more, I didn't even touch on Bruno. Yeah, sorry, Bruno Santos wins the UK Pro. A lot of people thought Andrea Presley should have won, although it's not really blowing up huge because it was very close. And let's face it, the lineup was a little weak. Personally, I thought what's his name was going to win. I thought Lewis Breed was going to win because he's clearly the biggest and the hardest out of all of them, but he just doesn't have the shape as Bruno and Andre Presley. But I don't think it's really turning into a big thing because everybody knows that if Bruno or Andre went to the Olympia, they're probably not going to break the top 10. As good as bodybuilders they are, the top 10 bodybuilders in the world are fucking good. Oh, fucking amazing. Those guys from 1 through 6 it's already taken. Then you got 4 spots after that. And it's gonna be something else, man. It really is. Something else. This is after you get her in the mood. She does all that. Okay. No Cap Crypto. Have you ever been to the West Coast? Yes. I've been to Cali once. Went to this is when I was single. I went to Hollywood. I went to the Chinese Theater. I went to Beverly Hills. Yes, that was the only time I've ever been to Cali. LA, around Los Angeles. I've always wanted to, because I'm a huge movie buff. So I wanted to see the Walk of Stars, and I wanted to see the Chinese Theater, where all the previews, not previews, but all the movie openings are. And it was really, I thought it was really, really good. Simply Deep, I was talking about after you get her hot and bothered, somehow she would get you in those situations, so you're kind of in control. Well, I mean, if you're hot and bothered, then if she's hot and bothered, if you get her hot and bothered, then it does. Look, man, look. When a woman truly loves you, when a woman truly has genuine sexual desire for you, she will pretty much do whatever you desire, with the exception of anything crazy, right? Like, if you say, let me shit on your chest, then she's not going to do that. But basically, she will have sex with you
at the drop of a hat. And even when she respects you after the passion fades after 10, 12, 15 years of being together, she still will have sex with you willingly. There will be no problem if there is true sexual desire there. I've just experienced it. That's all. Okay, Blaze. I think Presty's legs held him back. It's possible, Blaze. Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. Presty is awesome. I thought he was leaner than Bruno. Presty has like the ideal physique to me. Tall, wide aesthetics, but lots of size. Yeah, Maddie, I thought he should have won. When I did see the live stream, I saw the pics. I thought he should have won. They went with Bruno. I don't know why. I'd like to find out why. I don't know why, but now a lot of people aren't going to be talking about it because these aren't heavy. These are second tier, third tier bodybuilders at this point, right? So it's not like Nick Walker was trying to get to the Olympia and he got knocked out, or everybody like, holy shit, right? It's not the case. The problem is Presty, once you get him on that Olympia lineup, he looks small compared to those guys. Those guys, I mean, like Andrew Jackson, Derricks and Hotties and Sampsons and Nick Walker and Hunter, and I mean, these guys are huge. They're huge. I mean, Akeem Williams, these guys they're enormous. Mo Fuda, they're freaks of nature. The Olympia is a whole different universe when it comes to bodybuilding. All right, that'll do it, gentlemen. I am calling it quits. We did about almost an hour. Thank you very much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it, guys. And like, share, subscribe. Serious and Silliness Bodybuilding. I will hit one more. Blaze, they gave it to Bruno because he's balanced, I think. Very possible, man. Very, very possible. I will see you guys soon. Remember, Muscle Talk Wednesday. And don't forget, I will be releasing the interview of Lee Priest, 7 a.m. Friday, Eastern time. Don't forget to tune in. It's going to be a fun one. All right, guys. Later. Peace.